want to invite my colleague Moraya. He'll be the speaker for the day so that he can take us through that process. Tumkaribishe na makofi.
Now, where are the Form 2s? Form 2s? Ati wako. Nataka kuwaona ndio nikiuliza swali nijue uko wapi. Form 3s? Form 4s? Form 4 ndio wengi, si ndio? So, why are you in school? Why are you in school? Hey? Okay, why are you here? Write it down. Don't tell me, write it down. I'll just pick one book at a random. Right, why are you in school? Why are you here? Two things. First of all, Form 2 anajua kwa nini ako shule? Ameshashika ako shule kwa nini? Alipelekwa na mzazi na akaripiwa. Form 4, you are very sure why you are leaving the school, true? Why? It's not why now you are in school. Why are you leaving high school? By the way, next year, would you be in high school or senior school? The Form 3s. Yeah? Because we are sending people to senior school and you are telling us you are in high school. Now, that school will be called what? So write the two answers. I want a book. Why are you in school? Why are you here? I want a book from you. At Central Careers, because that's where I come from, we help students align their potentials with their personalities and interests. We help students align their potentials with their personalities and interests. Because remember, personality is who you are. Interest is what takes you where you want to be. But your personality will not change. By the way, who is the most talkative person here so far? Eh? Yeah? Anaitwa? Pardon? Who is the most talkative person in this room so far? Have you known him? Who? Sprenda. Where is Sprenda? It's not me, it's the other. Sprenda uko wapi? Oh, Sprenda ni huyu. Okay, next talkative person. From you, not from us, from you. Beatrice. So, which career can Beatrice do? Is an artist. Acting. Is acting the career or acting is the performance? I'm not talking about career planning, so you cannot tell me acting. Is acting a career? What's the real name of the career when you go to the university, to college? What's the career? You study what? Hey, let me talk to Form 4s. Form 2s bado nyinyi tuna plan, si ndio? Have you dropped the subjects? Continue dropping them. Grade 9, I'm doing subject combination. You are dropping. So how did you combine before dropping? That's why we are here, so that we know why do you pick subject combination and why you should not drop subjects. Can I shock you? I also dropped the subject that I was doing good so that I could do 3 sciences. So I did chem, bio, and physics, and I hated physics. I can't change a bulb in this room. True of God, I've never changed a bulb in my house. That's how I hate physics. And now add mathematics. 4 things that were stressing me without knowing why I was dropping agriculture, home science, kupika tu vijana, kukatakata kitunguu. You want to drop that? Now, I went ahead and went to the university and realized that nobody required my biology and chemistry, even with an A minor. Because if you want to do row, which subject combination can you put in row? History, CRE, English, and mathematics. Sindio? Na si lazima hata hiyo maths, ndio? You can put another one. So ask your friend, if you want to be a lawyer, why are you doing 3 sciences? If you want to do BCom, which is the subject combination? Business studies ama ndio mnaita commerce? Mnasoma business studies ama commerce? What else? Maths, one language, and one arts. You see, you don't also require the science. So once you know, that's how Form 2 now you don't drop subjects, you pick your subject combination. Subject combination that will take you to your future careers. As we wait for the machines to work, we will continue to align with the career planning process. So career planning process is about 4 stages. 4 stages. Career planning process has 4 stages. And these 4 stages are worldwide. It's not about Kenyan curriculum. It's not about IB, IG. It's about every person who is planning for their career. Can I shock you? You're supposed to have a career planning process for your 20 years. So you're supposed to have done when? You're supposed to have started your career planning process when? Is it PP1? At I? If you are a swimmer in PP1, by the time you get to grade 6, you already have certifications. You're already going out of the country for swimming. So career planning process is about 4 stages. Stage number 1, self-awareness. Self-awareness. And I'll need your book for the 2 questions. I've marked you. I'll look for another person. Self-awareness entails 5 key stages. Self-awareness entails 5 key stages. Stage number 1 is personality. Personality. Now, in that personality, write your own personality. By the way, do you know what's a personality? What's personality? Let's not talk about jargons. We are not here to cram. So, Form 2. Please don't cram. Form 3 wako wapi? You know careers start in Form 3. If you get it right in Form 3, you are good. But I'm not saying that Form 2 is not important. But the Bible of mathematics, Bible of chemistry will start in Form 3. So, what's personality? Personality is who you are. It is in your DNA. It cannot change. It's who God who God created you to be. Ephesians 2:10. Who knows Ephesians 2:10? Ephesians 2:10. Any pastor within you? Anybody aspiring to be a pastor? Akuna? Ephesians 2:10 says, which Bible are you reading? Holy Bible. It says what? Can I have a mic? Somebody to give her a mic? Hapa. Na ni vizuri unaanza na jina yako ndio watu wanajua una exist, yeah?
The Lord is good and all the time. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hallelujah. Aya, Biblia ya pumzi ya Mungu nasema ya kwamba for we are in his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good news, which God prepared beforehand, that should walk in them.
Let's snap one for her. Snappy. You see why students fail? It's not about the exam. It's about instruct. Just don't do something. Kama hujashika wewe angalia tu mwalimu. Akuulize what's wrong with you? I've not gotten anything, teacher. Snap one. Good. Give me Ephesians 2:10 if you have it. Ama imeanguka tena? Ephesians 2:10. That curtain kidogo. Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus, for the good work that God ordained beforehand that we may dwell in it. So, which is this good work that God ordained beforehand? By the way, which is your good work? Hey, you want to be? Oh, you are born to be? Leave around the grades. By the way, leave around the grades. Can I shock you? Do you know everybody can do medicine? Do you believe that? How? How can everybody do medicine? It's good to believe, but it's good also to know. So let's go back to your DNA. By the way, somebody can write those questions so that you can ask me how, those hows, if they are not filled. Sawa, you can be my secretary, sindio? Haya, ujiamini? Haya, be my secretary, eh? Write the hows. How. So, personality. It's either you are an introvert or an extrovert, sindio? Those are types of personality. It's either you are a thinker or a feeler. See, there are people here who use their heart to think and make decisions. And there are people who use their head. So if you want to become a judge, can you be using your heart? Or a doctor? You cannot use your heart because you have to make a decision. Whether to amputate the leg. Kwa sababu kama wewe ni daktari na mtu ako na cancer, si unakata mkono? Si unang'oa mkono mahali cancer iko? Haya, sina madaktari hapa. Doctors, where are you? Talk to me, doctors. Ukitaka kudunga mtu shindano, unamhurumia? Si ni kudunga? That's what I'm saying. That's a personality. So kama wewe unaona shindano unaogopa, sasa wewe daktari mnaenda tu mkitokana na udaktari. Kwa sababu kama unaogopa shindano, you cannot be a good doctor because kazi ya nurse ni nini? Si ni kudunga watu shindano? Okay? Let me leave that. Now, if you do not know your personality, then it means you will walk into careers that will bother you. Assuming you are taken to a career that requires you to keep quiet and you are the spender of your time. Do you think you can keep quiet? Do you think spender anaweza weko mahali na watu wa accounting wakifanya hesabu? Atawasumbua eh? Ofisi yake lazima ikuwe na soundproof. Because that's her personality. Personality yake ni kuongea. Kama wewe ni marketer na personality yako ni kunyamaza, unaweza uza kitu? Ati wewe yes ununue hii majani iko na ladha. By the way, who can sell tea here? Mko na majani? Maybe tuko na watu wa sales hapa wanaweza uza majani kwa auction. Do you have people who are sales here? Sales people? Kwani mnafanya careers gani? Mnataka careers gani? Doctor, lawyers, gani ingine? Engineers, gani ingine? Sorry? Pilot. We have pilots here. I hope in your lifetime umeenda na ndege mara kama 3. Because you have to zoea the means of transport if you want to be a pilot. True? Otherwise, how did you enjoy to become a pilot? Which other career can you do? Which other career? Haya. Form 4s, which careers are you aspiring to do? Let's go to interests. Interest is the driver. It's what drives you. What makes you wake up? What makes you perform in that subject? What do you want? What do you like? Where do you want that to take you? I hope unaandika kitabu yako. What do you want? I want to get an A. To take me where? After getting the A should take me where? To the university. To do what? Are you getting the process? 2 years ago, they picked medicine students, 580. Only 250 have gone to second year out of 580. Hizo ni A's. Sisemi minor A. So if you are seated there and you are thinking that if you get an A, you are going to do medicine, and you do not know your personality and your interests, they are conflicting. Wewe unaona damu ya mbuzi una faint, na unatuambia unataka kuwa surgeon. Wapi surgeon hapa? By the way, wapi surgeon wenye wako hapa kwa room? One surgeon. Mko wengi? Umechinja mbuzi ngapi so far bro? Ama unataka kuanzia na mimi 4? Because you cannot be a surgeon and you have never slaughtered a chicken. Ati kuku ikatwa shingo unaangalia huko na wewe ni surgeon. So, why do you think students are dropping from the university? They are dropping courses, changing from medicine to go and do arts and languages? Because it doesn't matter the grade you get, provided you have the interest and your personality can support that, you can do any course. All the people working in Kenyatta National Hospital, did they get A, all of them? Nurse alipata nini? C. Lab technician? We at D. Wait. You see why this session is very necessary? Because you're competing with a guy who is going to do specialization from next year. They have already picked subjects. They are going to be specialists from next year for 3 years. Again, 3 years in the university, 6 years of specialization. We form 2 bado unasema, tunagoja tufike form 3 tukue serious. Wewe, you have to become serious and start acting like where the country is heading. The country is heading the CBE way. Remember, you are the last cohort. There is no repeating. Hata ukianguka unasukumwa mbele. You know that form 2, eh? There's no repeating. So we are supposed to behave like the cohort where the country is heading, so that we will be better than them. Say my amen. Amen. Because if you're going to graduate with them, you have to be better than them. True? True? Now, career values. Career values is what will motivate you to wake up in the morning. It is what will keep you in that career. Assuming wewe ni wakili, you are a lawyer, my advocate, but you cannot keep secret. You cannot keep your mouth shut. Nakuja nakwambia niliiba hizo pesa, hata huyo mtu nilinyonga, alafu unaenda kotini unasema, you know, my honor, your honor, this guy also told me he stole. And you are my advocate. By the way, how many lawyers do we have here? Lawyers? 1. You want to be a lawyer? Which type of a lawyer? So, wewe nimeuliza yeye, si wewe uko na career yako? Human? Umesema human? Kunayo. You see me, eh? Unaonanga vile mwalimu anakuambia see me after this? See me. I'll guide you properly into what types of lawyers are there and which one can you aspire to be, so that you start doing something we call job shadowing. You know job shadowing? You go sit with that lawyer, see what they do without doing it. You see whether you have an interest with what they are saying, how they are doing it, the money they are earning, how they are talking to their clients, and you start now developing interests. Remember, interest can change, and interest can also be developed. So, which values do you think will sustain you in your career? As a doctor, which values do you need? Now, write your careers. You wrote why you are in school there. You are in school because of your career, which you wrote. Now write the values that you think will sustain you in that career. Which values do you think you are bringing into that career? Honesty, integrity, and don't just write, please. Na already hii asubuhi umedanganya kwa line, umeruka. Si ndio? Si kuna wale wamekata line? Kuna wale wamekata line, kuna wale wamechukua kalamu mbili na uliambiwa uchukue moja. Si tuko hapa? Integrity. Si ndio? Can you do the right thing when no one is watching? Now, we are in number what? Number 4 of what? Of self? Number 4 of self-awareness is what? What is running style? Unapenda kusoma na style gani? Si ndio? Wewe unapenda kusoma na style gani? Which part of the brain do you predominantly use? Simple. If you know the part of the brain you are using, running style will be very easy for you. Like you are using which type of the brain right now? Ama ni unatumia the whole head? How many of you are using the whole head? By the way, what's the difference between the brain and the mind? Because sometimes mwalimu anakuambia use your brain, sometimes anakuambia mind your own business. So what's the difference between the brain and the mind? By the way, where is the mind located? Where is the brain? Hey, angalia, by the way, angalia jirani yako uone anatumia type gani ya kichwa ama brain. Munaona Sprenda kama anatumia which type of the brain? Ati zote. Ken, give me the brain if it's there. I need it chap chap. Tukimension napewa mbio mbio. So, I want to tell you that the brain is divided into two. The verbal and non-verbal. But there is a very thin membrane between the upper and the lower part of the brain. Therefore, we get cerebral right, cerebral left, limbic right, limbic left. If you know the type of the brain you are using, you can know the type of a person you are, you run by which means, and your interest. How many would want to know the type of the brain you are using? Ni mkono tu naweka juu, siangalie mwenzako. Only 7 people, si ndio? Inua mkono vizuri. Huyo mtu wako huko nyuma ndiye ameinua mkono tu vizuri yule. Huyo jamaa unione. I'll assist you. Si ndio? Uko na hoodie nakaa. Sasa ndio umerealize? No problem. It's also a running style. Unajua kuna watu wanasikia kitu ikiripitiwa mara 4. Na kuna watu wanasikia kitu wakijisomea, si ndio? Na kuna watu wanapenda discussion groups. True? So the brain is here. This is your brain. Give me the half. So, cerebral right. That's where I am personally. So this is my interest. This is the type of a person I am. Visionary, risk taker, high impulse, synthesizer. Okay, Julius. Creative and artistic. See, I run by which means? Utarudisha hapa nyuma ama muta minimize? Self-discovery, concept construction, and I know my interest, exploration, strategy, concept, and fun. If anything is not making fun to me. So do you think with that type of the brain I can be able to go to the library? I've never used the library in my life because I will disturb people there. Me and Sprenda, library is a no. Sprenda alienda, msimuambie. Asiseme alishaenda library kufanya. So, if you know the type of the brain you are using. Now, the teacher is only concentrated with brain, the part. Just give us the way it is. We will accept. The teacher is only interested with cerebral left. The mathematical, the synthesizer, the quantifier. Unasikia tu class, Brian, Risa, Riz. Unashindwa kwani class haina watu wengine isipokuwa Brian? What about Kenodia? And I hope there is no Kenodia here. So, give me the lower part of the brain, because we said we have 4. So you see, we have also the limbic. By the way, from 4 umeweza kusoma limbic? Umeweza kusoma? Now you see the reality, eh? Now you can start telling the teachers, you know about limbic left, na limbic right. This is how now you know which type of the brain you are using. 20 minutes to discover which part of the brain you use, how you can be able to study more, and how you know who can be able to do remote works, who can be able to go to the library, who can be able to go to a quiet reflection area. Remember, every part of the brain matters. And I'm not saying you do not have all the other parts. It's the most used part of the brain. So, how can you discover? You can discover by which part of the area do you feel your headache most of the time. Headache ikianza inaanzanga side gani? Unaisikianga hapa, unaisikia hapa, unaisikia huku. Where do you feel your headache? Wapi? Mostly ya student wenye wanasoma sana iko hapa, si ndio? Wenye wanasoma sana, and especially the crammist, inauma hapa. Ni ukweli, because una force brain yako kuchukua vitu nyingi than the capacity. Some other time we'll talk about more of the brain, but now let's concentrate on the learning style. Number 2, after being ahead of the teacher, make sure you have a discussion group. Discussion group. Teamwork. Number 3, skim your notes and do revision every week. Make sure you have skimmed through the notes, you have read them, and you have your own short notes every week. Because remember, during revision, what are you going to use? Exam is coming in 3 days. You can't go to the whole book. So you'll have to go to your simple notes. And finally, develop something we call the Pomodoro technique. Hizi vitabu zinawa disturb. Can we give it mbio mbio tumalize? They are not able to concentrate, especially wale wana. They are not able to concentrate kwa sababu ya kitabu. Getting distracted, and fear of missing out. So no problem. Pomodoro technique. What's Pomodoro technique? Pomodoro is a Japanese word, meaning that you divide your study into small bits. Small bits called Pomodoro. One Pomodoro is 25 minutes. Mtu asituambia ati 3 hours bado unasoma. Nini unaweza kuwa ukisoma 3 hours umeangalia kitabu hivi? Do you know 90% of your prep time is wasted? Especially za usiku. Ai, watu wanasomaje wakiwa wameweka sweta hivi ndani? Ati unatani page hivi. How? It's not possible, true? So divide, have a timetable, yeah? Have a timetable, divide your work into 25 bits for 25 minutes, study one subject. Take a 5 minutes break. 25 minutes, another one. 25 minutes, another one. Take 5 minutes break. After every 25, take 5 minutes break. 5 minutes after every 25. Then after the last of the 425, so 25 times 4, ndoko umefanya 100 minutes, ndio? Take a 15 minutes break. Break. Reflect. What have I learned? Can I remember anything? What kind of a question can they ask from that area? And now if you have discussion partners, that's the time to write them a note. Even if it's during prep time, write them a note. Please assist me on this question. See also the understanding on that area. Remember, by the way, do we have Alliance people here? Wako hapa? So you know how group discussions are very important? Are you telling the others? That's the only secret. By the way, I've been to so many national schools and I know that's the only secret for you performing. Discussion groups. I've had 3 cousins and 2 nieces going to the university, and all of them wametoka na first class kwa sababu ya discussion group in the university. And you know, in the university for you to get a first class, it's almost a miracle, si ndio? It's almost a miracle kwa sababu out of 1,200 BComs wakati wangu, only 2 people got first class. 2. So usidhani ati usijali mimi niko na A. Wote tulikuwa uko na A's na nini, but only 2 got first class. Why? They came there, they knew the discussion group, as we are discovering about the discussion groups in the university when it's too late. Now you are knowing it now. Have a study buddy. And mostly, if you can align your interests, the better. Maybe I'm here for just 2 students. That's what I tell people. Maybe I'm here for just 2 students who listen, take in interest, and follow the instructions given, and discover who I am Why am I here? Where am I headed to? How will I get there? I know who I am. I am. So, you know that song? When you sing that song, does it talk to you? I know who I am. Do you know who you are? Introduce yourself without telling us your name, which school you are from. Don't mention anything related, uko form ngapi, jina yako, shule gani, mama yako ni nani, sijui unasapotiwa na KTDA Foundation. Just introduce yourself using any other means.
Good morning.
Ita rafiki yako sasa. Kwa nini rafiki? Wawili. Ita rafiki wako wawili. Hata rafiki nani?
Oh, Blessing na Messi. Blessing na Messi.
Blessing na? Messi. Messi. Wako wapi? Blessing. Blessing, si ukuja hapa tukuone. Haya, kumbe hata wamekaa pamoja. Now, wacha tuone kama they can be able to introduce. Can you be able to introduce yourself? No. Come, I'll teach you right now how to do it. Because if you know your personality, na kitabu uliandika nini wakati ulisema personality? Introvert. Na sasa hiyo si ni kitu ya kusema. Unasema tu I'm an introvert, I like what, I am good at this, without saying those other names. So, waanzishie. Kama unataka kupea nani kwanza? You can't track something. You see the power of teamwork, communication and collaboration. And that's what is lacking in most students. You don't want...
Okay, hi. Okay, I'm social. Okay, I like to interact with others. Yeah.
Snap one.
Oh, hi. Okay, my name is Blessing.
Umeband. Aya, go again.
So, hi again. I'm an extrovert. I'm a don't care positively. I'm a person of my principles. Oh, and I like music.
Now go. They are very few. Snap one. Now go. They are very few.
Mko fiti. I'm an introvert. I'm a Christian. And I like traveling.
Snap for him. You can get seated. Thank you so much. That's the power of knowing yourself. Because once you know your personality, like mine is ESTJ. ESTJ. Extroverts, sensing, judging, thinking. So, what is yours? Start by that extrovert or introvert. By the way, do you know by you not being talkative, does that not mean you are an introvert? It means that you might not have something to say. There is one thing in talking and having something to say. True? So, point number 2 in career planning process, exploration. Point number 2 in career planning process is exploration. Exploration is about what do I want? Andika what you want. Usiandike hiyo ikiwa question mark. Sasa utajiandikia kwa question mark kwa kitabu. Andika what do I want? Andika dash, I want to become a surgeon. Therefore, what career options are there? In what you want, what career options are there? You don't know what you want, you know. Sijui vile ndachukua hizo karatasi. Anyway, Ken, you have told me there is a cut after this. Unajua student don't believe. There will be a cut after this. Continuous assessment test. You can do better, you can do better. Mimi ninajua students haezi penda mahali hakuna exam. Competition, si ndio? Tutawaona. Uzuri hii karatasi unafanya, ukimaliza unaenda chai. Unafanya, ukimaliza, na si ukumaliza ni ukipata. Nikikuwekea X unarudia. Wajinga waliisha Kuna mtoto aliniambia wa grade 8 wajinga waliisha Kenya, na wenye walikuwa wamebaki Kibaki akawalipia free education. Si uliona Maruge akirudi? Uliona mzee Maruge akiwa 97 years akienda shule? Because ndiye alikuwa amebaki kwa pati ya wajinga. Sawa? I have a friend called Mike Kirongoz. He's a counselor. He tells me, if you do not realize that uko shule kupunguza ujinga, then you have a problem. Haya. Si that's all uwe na maki unaambiwa umepata 80. Na unawekewa A. Na kuna mwingine kwa hiyo subject amepata 44. Kwa hiyo subject. So you are in school every day to remove the ignorance, ndio? So that you can be sharpened better. Now, out of the world, we have 20 career clusters. By the way, we have 20 career clusters. And once you know the 20 career clusters, your life becomes very easy. Because a cluster is a combination of similar careers in one area. Like when we say finance, commerce and finance, anything to do with auditors, anything to do with financial analysts, anything to do with accountants, zote wako hapo. So, you know why I'm giving you those things? Because I want you to do self-discovery. Go and ask ChatGTP, DeepSeek, which are the 20 career clusters. Get to know them. Then go to your area. If it's manufacturing, go to your area of manufacturing. Which careers are in manufacturing? If it's chemical engineering, which areas of chemical engineering? Which areas can I do well? It's about government and NGOs. What can I do there? Because everybody ananiambia anataka kwenda medicine. Nikiuliza unataka kufanya nini? Mtu anambia mimi nataka kuwa gaina, nataka kuwa nini? All those faculties you join medicine, then you go and branch later on. And out of that, we have 154 career paths. In Kenya, how many paths are there? Career paths? Wacha nione wale watu wenye wanaangalia what is happening on the CBE. CBE kuna paths ngapi? 3. Number 1, STEM. Number 2, creative arts and sport. Number 3, social science. Let me shock you, because I know this country does not believe, but believe me or not, the social science people are the people who create jobs for the STEM people. The arts people, they can already create their own career, because if you're a footballer, if you're an athlete, if you're a swimmer, if you're a dancer, you can create your own career and chart your own path. But the others, doctors, somebody has to put up a hospital for you to come. The engineers, somebody has to have money for you to do the construction. So the social science, guys, they are the investors and innovators. But nobody wants to go there, because people don't believe that it looks like this. People want to STEM. Even now, students want STEM. Even here, you'll hear people are so many engineers, nobody is telling you they want to be an entrepreneur. So if we do not create those opportunities, who is going to employ everyone? Are you looking at it from that angle? Because if you don't create the opportunities, Where will opportunities come from? So, number three, on the career planning process. Ken? Julius? Number three. Choosing the most suitable career path. Please remember, we have a lot of careers that are coming up and a lot of careers that are dying slowly. If you do not know which path you want to take, any road will take you there. True? Where is your home? Where is your home? Kericho. So if you board at a Himid bus going to Mombasa, will you get to Kericho? Yes or no? Ukienda pale book bus inaenda coast Malindi, itakupeleka Kericho? Sitakupeleka Malindi? That's what happens. When you choose the wrong subject, you start missing out on your real career because you have taken the wrong route. You do not choose or drop subjects according to how you perform on them. What if the problem is not you, the problem is the teacher delivering the subject? Because kama mimi nilikuwa naanguka hesabu nikiwa form 3. Because the teacher at form 3 was called Mr. Magego. That was the nickname, eh? So he had hanging teeth. And then mimi nimekaa hapa, alafu ananiambia, if you fail in this, I'm going to jump out of my skin and bite you. Na mimi ndio wa kwanza hapa. So I freaked out from day one. So every time nikimwona anaanza kutetemeka nafikiria vile atajump and bite shingo. And you remember I'm a priest. Sawa? Remember he's talking to a priest inside, eh? So the priest is like every day interceding. God, please, I bind to the teacher not to jump out of the skin. Na mwalimu anafundisha trigonometry. By the time anamaliza si hiyo story imeisha. So what if my performance in mathematics at that time was being affected by the teacher, and now everybody says you're not performing well in maths, so you need to drop maths and pick something else. Or you cannot do a career in maths. When we changed the teacher and went to Form 4, we got a softer teacher, which was now a lady. So it became very easy for me to navigate in maths, and everybody is saying, hey, where are you coming from? How are you getting this? Because the problem was not me initially. It was the delivery method. True? I know some of you are now starting to think how you hate that chemistry teacher. Sindio? You don't hate them. Sawa? Start liking them. Start liking them. Start doing the study habits. And number 4 on this, because we have another stages. Number 4 on this, finally, hawa timu wetu mnaonaje? Tuwapatie one term ama waende? Mnasikia mtakuwa replaced? These are Gen Zs na they don't joke. Utasikia umeambiwa tembea. Execution plan. You have done all this. You have even known your personality. You have even known the path you're going to take. You know even your interest. You even know your study habits. You even are performing well. Execution. How do I get there? How do I get there? You can get there to your career through D minor. You can get through your career through C+. You can get through your career through B+. You can get through your career through A. Hakuna mtu anaweza sema amen ya A. Yani kwa ni imani yenu iko jina. Now, if you get an A, you start your career with a degree. If you get a C+, you start with a diploma. Sindio? If you get a D minor, you start with a certificate. How do you want to get to your career? How many wanataka kuanza na certificate? Just be real. So you know your performance. Especially Form 4s, unajua saa hii performance yako. How many want to start with a degree? Hands ni mingi hapo. Diploma? Are you serious? Hakuna watu wataenda TVET hapa? Umeona hakuna watu wa TVET. Hapa yote ni degree. Campus. 5%. 85. Good. 85% of you go to campus. Ndio? Campus ni university. Wacha nitumie university ama campus? Now, what are you willing to do and sacrifice? I am just hoping kuna mtu anaandika. That's what that karatasi is all about. Number 1, what is your personality? Number 2, what is your interest? Number 3, what are you doing about it? Number 4, what are you need to sacrifice? Are you going to sacrifice that phone for you to perform so that you can have a better phone in future? Are you going to sacrifice that relationship, that boyfriend, that girlfriend, so that you can have a superstar as your husband or wife? Let me show you young men. The person you are going to marry, wako class 6. Trust me. Go and write it somewhere. Ni kweli? Your wife, wewe, ako grade 6, wewe. Hey. Girls wae. Girls wae. Unajua mjamaa wako ako wapi? Ako wapi? Oh, mshajua? Sasa ni nini mnapotezea majamaa time? Aki boy child uko na shida. Yaani warembo, wewe unakataa mtoto wako ati hayuko huko. Unasikia wasichana wamesemaje? Wapo wao wako wapi? Wanasomea nini? Brother, wewe shida tu hapo. Atukisema tuko na girlfriend yako form 1, wewe. Wajinga walisha ke? Na wenye walibaki wakafanywa nini? Kibaki wakapeleka free ed, okay? Now, boy child, shock on you. You will have to work extra hard, twice as much. Because you graduate same day with these girls. Mpoa wao alishapata kazi, ndio amenunua kagari ka kwanza, anataka kuwapeleka road trip wakiwa campus, ndio? Na sasa ndio mna graduate. Wewe unagojea ununue hiyo gari na kale kadem kako grade 6 sasa ndio kanaingia campus. Kanagojea kuone na gari, ukuwe na nyumba, uanze kutembelea watu wao, uanze kutumatuma vitu kama keki, KFC, ovyo vitu hazina meaning. Simpo iko na kamera 8. You see, you have to work twice as hard. So as a young man, if I were you, anything called distractors from girls, because a girl is the distraction to your goal. Wanaume simuseme hey. Anything called distraction, unaiambia aje? Yesu aliambia shetani aje, get behind me sir. I want to see clearly. Sawa? Msichana anakuja anakuambia tunakaa poa, get behind me Satan. Unataka nikuonyeshe chemistry ama unataka biology? Because that's the distraction to your career. True? Girls, anything called boyfriend is a distraction to your and career. Note this point down. Some mistakes you will pay for life, and some mistakes you'll pay with your life. Some of the mistakes you are doing right now, you will pay for life, meaning it will be continuous suffering forever and ever and ever. Ati amen. Wata usema ishindwe, nani huyo? Kama ya nikuwekele mkono. Some mistakes you will pay with your life. If today you get HIV, you will pay with your life. Sema ishindwe. Na si ishindwe tu, ni uiondoke. Uiondoke. I like saying that because I know some people are very risky. Si ndio? So unasikia kuna watu wamesema wako positively. Amesema wako what positively? Don't care I like that, the word positively. So please care positively, because we do not want positive people, sawa? So, are we clear on the career planning process? Are we clear on the career planning process? Stage number 1? Number 2? Number 3? Number 4? Execution should start at Form 2. Should it start at grade 8? Should it start at Form 3? Where should it start? Where do you think your career got serious? Form 4. Career yako ilianza kuwa serious when? Form 3. Ukisema hivyo unafanya Form 2 waone kama wana waste time. Start from where you are today, sawa? You can change your trajectory from where you are. And we have one of the guys here who got an A-. This is a Kagumo guy. Ken simama usalimia watu na waambie umekuja late. This is a Kagumo guy, computer science, Maseno, A-. He has never touched any computer science, anything. He deals with marketing. And he's also a Kiswahili teacher and trained. So nikiwaambia watu wako that went to do the wrong courses, we know. And Ken can tell you from Kagumo boys how many people have done the wrong careers because wako na hiyo group. So it's happening every single day. I really thank God that you people have this chance. Me, I was never advised on career planning all my life. Unapita unaambiwa si wewe ni mtu mwerevu, utajua chenye utafanya university. Unashindwa sasa utafanya nini? KUSSIPS will want you. Form 4. KUSSIPS inataka ujaze career ngapi? Career ngapi? 4 careers. But you only know you can become a doctor. So where will you get the 3 careers from? Ambia mwenzako guesswork. Unaanza kusema ati ama nifanye, unaona hiyo ingine nifanye nini? Nifanye actuarial science. Actuarial science. Na kwa sababu uko na A, system inakubali. Hiyo ingine unaona nifanye nini? Mtu tu anatoka na huko anakuambia weka agronomistry. Agronomistry. Una guess number 4. Na hiyo ndio KUSSIPS wanakupatia. Hiyo guesswork number 4. Wanakuambia you chose 4 careers. We have given you number 4. Then you join the university and everybody tells you you can change your career at the university. Let me tell you today here, it's very hard to change the career when you have already joined the university. True, Ken? It will only be approved 2 years later by the university council. 2 years isuko second year unamaliza. Sasa utarudi first year ama utaendelea na hiyo. So it's better to know now where you are headed to. Sometimes mistake will make you pay with your life, others you will pay for life. Ambia mwenzako, let's now go to the career planning stages. Tumetoka kwa process, let's go to the stage so that tujue uko stage gani ya career planning process. Career planning stages. Ile ilikuwa ni process. Process is continuous. Stage ni mahali unagojea matatu ya kwenda kwenu. Which stage of career planning process are you at? Unaweza jiandikia uko gani? Unaona kama uko gani ukijiangalia? Are you self-aware, by the way? Because if you're not self-aware, sasa ndio umeanza kwa stage, umetoka stage kweli. Stage number 1, unaware. You are not sure what you want. You are unaware. You have no idea. You have no idea what you want. So, at this stage, you have no information. You are just surviving with the grades. And by the way, grades are very good. But it's good to have good grades and also know where the grades will take you. Because the grades, they can take you anywhere. First of all, if you get B+ and above, trust me, you can do so many courses in the university. And advisors, I call them corridor advisors, they will come after KCSE. Hata hutanikumbuka. Imagine hata nikupea namba yangu, hutanikumbuka. Utakuwa nikumbuka ukisegini unasema, ule jamaa alikuwa anaitwa nani? Unapigia mtu unamwambia, "Do you remember that guy? Alikana kaa hivi hivi. Alikuwa anaongea maneno ya planning. Do you have the number, contacts?" Because advisors come after the KCSE is out. They start telling you courses that you can do, courses that have money. Ambia mwenzako courses that have money. Ukishasikia mtu anakuwa advice kwa sababu course iko na pesa, ujue umeanza kwenda ile njia mbaya. Because you cannot go to your career because it has money. You can only go to your career to solve a problem and to satisfy what God made you to be. By the way, are you God's workmanship? Created in Christ Jesus? Hey, were you created for a purpose? What's that purpose? Risk involved at this stage. What's the risk involved? Wacha tusikie from this side. Risk involved? Soma. 1, 2, 3. Time wastage. Kuzunguka tu shule. Ati mwalimu amesema twende? Watu wanaenda wapi? Unapatana na watu unauliza watu wanaenda? Wanaenda lab. Tumeambiwa twende lab. Acha twende lab. Unafika huko unasikia sio klasi yetu. Gai, watu wako, klasi yetu iko. Unazunguka shule unamaliza viatu. Because ukiona mtu amezunguka shule amemaliza viatu, wewe umekuwa John Walker shule. Solo mpaka imeinama. From one corridor to the other. Boys, unatembea ukienda wapi? Action plan. Let's hear from action plan from this stage. Action plan. Someni vizuri. Mnasomea wengine. 1, 2, 3. Umekumbuka zile processes? Si hizo processes ziko hapo? Exploration, gather information, and array execution. Do execution array enough, but gather information before you execute. That's why daktari anakwambianga enda kwa lab, enda x-ray, gojea results itoke, enda for analysis before they decide what's the execution plan for you. Now, by the way, ushaiona daktari akikuuliza kama you took meals before taking the medicine? Si daktari anasemanga take this after meals. Ushaiona akikupigia simu akakuuliza ulikula before kunywa dawa? Ukirudi kwa daktari, ushaisikia daktari akikuuliza kama ulimaliza dawa? Because it's not their concern. Haya. Number 2 ni time inanipeleka. Ukiona huyo akisimama unajua ni time inanipeleka. He is my timekeeper. Confused stage. You have little idea. Uko na idea za medicine, engineering, architecture, law. Yaani unasikia mtu akikwambia nataka kwenda engineering, ukimuuliza which one? Which engineer do you know? Have you ever gone to a construction site? Have you ever gone to China Square kuona hizo vitu zote ziko huko za hardware? Can you be able to draw? Do you like doing manual work? Sasa utakuwa engineer aje? Engineer si ni kwako huko nje kwa mvua na helmet na boots. Ama engineer anafanya kazi gani? Architect, mechanical, civil, wako huko. Unless we ni software developer, the type of engineering of software developing. So at this stage tuko kwa hawa sasa. At this, what's the risk involved? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Unajua wale wako huko nyuma waoni, so wasomeni vizuri. Wrong? Career dissatisfaction. Umesomea course ambayo unachukia we mwenyewe. Unaitwa nurse, unasema mtu asiniite nurse. Na wewe ulisomea nursing. Self-interest mismatch. Because if you are confused, it means even your interests will also become confused. So you will mismatch your subjects mismatch your careers when you are choosing them. And trust me, the Bible is very aware. 2 Timothy 1:6, when Paul was talking to his young brother Timothy, when he was setting up, stir up the gift of God which has been deposited in you by rain of my hands. Wengine wenu ukicheza, utaenda kuwekelea mikono na pasta na kupanda mbegu. Inaweza kubadilishia career. By the way, do you know that's why unaona churches zimejaa na young people? Because young people are looking for a miracle to get away from where they are. Because ulijipata wewe ni accountant na ndani yako hakuna kitu unapenda ya accounting. Ukajipata wewe ni nurse na unachukia. Unaona nurse anaona watu wanatapika hosi, yeye pia anatapika. Si nurse ni kwenda kupanguza mtu na unamwambia pole sana brother, you will be well. Unamhurumia ile ofu, anamwambia unamwambia leta mkono, unamdunga immediately after kumhurumia, si ndio? Because that's the work of a nurse. Lakini kama wewe ni nurse na upendi kuona hizo vidonda, utaki kudress hizo wounds, how are you going to be a nurse? Aya, action plan 1, 2, 3. Please, we can do better. 1, 2, 3. Match best suitable options. That was planning process number 3, sindio? Suitable career path. Early execution process number 4. So meaning every stage you have been guided what you can do. By the way, which stage are you? Between those two stages, unaona uko wapi? Confused, eh? Na mwalimu akikuita confused element unakasirika. Because mwalimu can see, this is a very confused element. Physics afanyi vizuri, chemistry afanyi vizuri, home science afanyi vizuri, agriculture afanyi vizuri, anaenda wapi? So, are you now understanding why we have the process and the stages? Because once you know the stage you are, you can know where to start in your process. Stage number 3. Diffused. Form 2 mshaanza kufanya osmosis na diffusion. Form 3 diffusion. What's the diffusion? Movement of molecules from? Through what? Through membranes, permeable membranes, sindio? Or semi-permeable membranes. That's osmosis. Msinikemee, mimi nilisindi na exam. Unajua tulifanya exam tukiwa lini na hawa wengine? Hata sinikujaribu ati ninakumbuka. But ninaona machopi mahali wako. Risk involved? No, at this stage, what do you have at this stage? You understand that you have a fair idea. You're not also very good. You have a fair idea and you know the suitable career stage. You have better understanding. But you are looking for what? For more information. At this stage, if you are at this stage now you have to relate with the industry. You have to go to the industry and see what they do for you to get clarity. Remember the job shadowing? Job shadowing. Going to see what a doctor does. Staying with the doctor for 2 weeks, you realize whether you really like that career. Then you move to the next career. Career number 2. You also go and look what they do. Career number 3, you also look what they do. Then you decide, I think I better, let me stick with doctor. But if the worst come to the worst, I'll go to law. So you already have your 2 careers. Risk involved? 1, 2, 3, career? Sasa unaona tumetoka kwa confusion tumeingia kwa stress. Now kama uko na stress, ujue mahali ulianzia. By the way, do students have stress? Hii ni personal. Either useme yes or no. Do you have stress? A lot of it? Ama kidogo? How are you dealing with your stress, by the way? How do you express your stress? Unajua nikiwa mwalimu naweza kuja nikimewachapa ngoto nyinyi wote. Wake up, na nitoe stress na nyinyi. Na wewe unatoa stress yako aje? Noise making. Ama eating. So, action plan. What's the action plan required? 1, 2, 3 at this stage? You can do better. Explore. Realistic execution plan. We are not now second guessing. When we say realistic, it means you even have a mentor. Na mentor kutafuta si hard. Nowadays we have LinkedIn, we have TikTok, you can reach out to anyone. Money. There is a difference between the followers and exactly. You have to be realistic. Actually, the more the followers you have, the more headache you have. Because you have to maintain them. You have to maintain their energy and momentum. So meaning you have to study more, you have to produce more. I just hope hakuna watu wako na account ya TikTok hapa at this stage. Distraction. Unafanya nini huko TikTok? Unaonyesha watu nini? There's only one student najua na anasomea Riara. That student is earning $200 every weekend. Kwa sababu yeye ako na account ya TikTok ya kuonyesha watoto wa South Africa, US, sijui wapi kupika. Yeye ni chef mzuri. Hata kila mtu anajua hata shule yao. So watu wanalipa $20 kuingia weekend. A whole 1 hour. Anawa take through. Chicken tumetoa kwa fridge, tuna unfroze, tunafanya nini, tuna prepare hivi until he serves. Wewe unafanya nini na yako? Hebu angalia mwenzako uone kama anafanya kitu serious. Wengine tu ni mko tu hivi, si ndio? Sasa hiyo itakusaidiaje? The methodical stage, you are having enough information and not so many people get to this stage. Actually, I have so many people still working and they have not gotten to this stage. Because there are some people who are told that they can do anything through Christ who strengthens. Yes, and they are with us here, huku nje. I can do anything through Christ. Mtu anakuja kazini, anauliza unataka kazi gani? I can do anything. Then unampea kazi ya kuosha vyombo, anaanza kukuteta. Ati mimi sikusomea hii na alisema I can do anything. So, but you are in need of concrete plan to achieve your goal. So you have all information, but you need a concrete plan to achieve your goal. Because your goal cannot be achieved by just graduating. Trust me, graduating is where you start your journey for achieving your goal. Because you graduate, from there, then what? Your career starts day 1. But there are some people who start their career at this holiday. You start going for those information, getting to know people in that field, getting more information. The good thing is that ChatGPT pia siko hapo, si ndio? Sinaweza kuwa partner wako na ujue information at a click of a button. So that you don't waste time with TikTok. Anyway, me, I'm not there, but we're cool. Risk involved? That end. Wastage of? Wastage of time disturbing people in the university. Wastage of time TikToking in the university while other students are doing work study program. Anasoma mchana, jioni anaingia, kidogo anafanya kazi, weekend anafanya kazi. Wewe unasema weekend ni road trip. Mad fun. Si ndio? Wewe. Action plan. 1, 2, 3. Sorry? Believe in who? Believe in your dad. Believe in who? Hey, wacha niachane na hawa. Believe in who? is going to do that career? Who is going to be a doctor? Who is going to be a lawyer? So where are you getting the other energy from? Asking everybody in the whole village, unaonaje naweza kuwa daktari? Daktari anakaanga aje? Sasa mtu anaweza kuangalia aje within 2 minutes na aseme? Ati mtu mwingine anapitana na wewe anakuambia wewe huwezi kuwa lawyer, huwezi na unaamini. Hiyo ni kama mtu, have you heard of that? Ni kama mtu kukuita ng'ombe na uanze kubehave like one. Si wewe ndio uko na shida? Because problem was not you. Ni yule mtu alikuita yeye ndiye ako na problem. So don't behave like what people are seeing in you. Sawa sawa? Watu wanaonanga nini wakikuangalia? Unasikianga watu wengi wakisema aje? Si kila mwalimu akikuona anaona career different. Na kuna zile vitu anaweza kusema uwezi kuwa, si ndio? Now, play this video, mbio. This is what we want to avoid. That can be you after dropping the right subject combinations. Ulitupa biology, unaenda huko unasikia for you to become anything in medicine lazima ukuwe na biology guy. Ulitupa history na unataka kuwa wakili. Ulipoteza mathematics na unataka kuwa actual scientist, data scientist. Computer studies na physics ufanye vizuri, unataka kuwa software developer. This can be you anytime, but this can also be you. Play the video. Huu ni mtoto wa PP1. Discovering talents 20 years down the line. Unaona kama ako na mchezo na hiyo nywele? Na unaona kamekula pia vizuri Cause kameanza kuani mapema, so kanaweza buy kuku. Bado mama yake anataka kuwa daktari. Akifika grade 8 unaona atakuwa wapi? Si atakuwa na kazi yake? This is what we are saying, talking about talents. When you identify what you can do, a PP1. Give us one more video. By the way, before you pray, what is synonymous between Singapore and Kenya? What is synonymous between Singapore and Kenya? By the way, synonymous hata ni nini? Ati fake. What's synonymous? We both got independence at the same time. True? Unaweza zima hiyo kidogo. And then after getting independence at the same time, Singapore in 1976 they came here and borrowed a loan from Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Singapore walikopa Kenya loan. Tukawakopesha pesa ya kwenda kuanzisha their first assembly. Then they borrowed our education system, the 844. Then they went there and saw that we like competition. Then they changed the word competition to innovation. So they said, can we compete under innovation? What can you do? And they started going to university because of interest, not because of grades. That's why under CBE, we do not have grades. Si hatuna grades, na hatuna number 1 na number 2. Because seated down here are different careers, but in the same class. Meaning there is no need of competing with a lawyer, and you are a nurse, you are an engineer, you are an architect. Why are you competing? You are going to different fields eventually. So pray for us the video. Where is Singapore compared to Kenya today? Are we together with them? Ama wako mbele?
Sorry, miss. This was a letter written by a head teacher in Singapore. I think it's really important for the teachers, your parents, and for you to hear. Dear parents, the exams of your children are to start soon. I know you're really anxious for your child to do well. But please do remember, amongst the students who'll be sitting for their exams, there's an artist who doesn't need to understand math. There's an entrepreneur who doesn't care about history or English literature. There's a musician whose chemistry marks won't matter. There's a sports person whose physical fitness is more important than their grade in physics. If your child does get top marks, that's great. But if he or she doesn't, please don't take away their self-confidence and their dignity from them. Tell them it's okay. It's just an exam. They are cut out for much bigger things in life. Tell them no matter what they score, that you love them and don't judge them. Please do this, and when you do, watch your children conquer the world. One exam or low mark won't take away their dreams or their talent. And please do not think that doctors and engineers are the only happy people in the world. With warm regards, the principal. And here's my message. Exams are important, but they're not everything. Grades are good, but they don't define you. Don't let one exam or one grade define your whole future. There is so much more potential right inside of you. And remember, as Albert Einstein said, everyone's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its whole life believing that it's stupid. Don't let other people's metrics of success become yours.
So now, don't judge her by its ability to climb a tree. It will spend its whole life believing there is nobody that is stupid. Let me ask, every year, last year we had 967,000 students sitting for KCSE. Only 300 of them are going to the university, 300,000. Does it mean we have 600,000 stupid people? So where did these stupid 600,000 go? Unafikiria wanaendanga wapi au wenye atuambiangwi? Because I see the country coming and telling us we are releasing capitation and loans and bursary for the following 367,000 students who qualified for university. Where do the other 600 go, the majority? See, they are the people who employ the same. That's why the A's and B work for C and hey, hamujui? The A's and B work for C's and D's. Yaani mtu alipata A na B atafanyia mtu wa C na D kazi. Kwa sababu huyo mtu wa C alienda akaeka hoteli ya mandazi. Banki ikampea loan, akafungua hoteli inajiita Highlands. Wewe unakuja ukimaliza, wewe ni chef, mwingine ni engineer, anakupea kazi. So, that's how you end up reversing the role. Remember, everyone is a genius at their thing. Kipchoge Keino alipata grade gani form 4? Mwenye najua, si guesswork. Catherine Dereva, Faith Kipyegon, Mariga, Macdonald Mariga, Wanyama. Nobody even cares, true? Provided you perform in your career, nobody will care which grade you got at which. Because you have a drive and you have an interest that is taking you there. I'll give out this because I know I had so much to give, because at Form 2, uko exploration stage, there is what you need to know. I'll give out this handout, mkue photocopied, mpewe. Form 3, direction stage, there is what you need to know. Form 4, decision stage. And then we have the good study methods and habits, all written there. I'll give out this to Sprenda so that she can photocopy. I'll also give out those materials. Please save my number, nitakusave one day. Save my number, nitakusave one, na haiko mbali. One day nitakusave. Feedback form pitisha mbele. Wacha wapitishe kwa watu wa mbele. Pitisha kwa mwenye mbele yako mpaka zifike mbele. Shikanisha zote. Mnashikanisha za roho yenu mnapitisha mbele. Za roho yenu mnapitisha mbele. Feedback form. Save my number, nitakusave one day na haiko mbali. Remember, you are going to be voters, all of you, in 2027. True? Simtakuwa 18 years and above? Ati no. Kwani mko how old? 14. Haya, sawa. Have I been added some minutes because you need Brenda? Pitisha karatasi mbele, shikanisha zote za roho yenu, pitisha mbele. Mashikanisha yote ya roho yenu. Instructions. So, how many know their career? How many know their career with certainty? After all said and done, you know your career with certainty, you can even defend it. Come. Mbio. Na usigonge kamera wenyewe. Kuja mbio. I want you to defend your career. We can snap for her. Tell us what's your career. How did you discover it?
I want to be a lecturer. So I love teaching, and I started teaching while I was in grade 3. And even now I was in Form 2, I teach some students, and I'm business math coordinator.
You teach what?
Business and mathematics.
Business and mathematics?
Yes.
Oh, your name? They did not get your name.
Shazma Mumina Shaban.
Let's clap for her the way you know how. How are you clapping before I came? Do this. Do that. Do this. Do this and do that. Now, that's one step, one of the bold steps in identifying your interest and where your interest can take you. Because she has already started teaching other people. What are you doing with your career? Now I want your book. I ask for your book. Bring your book. So unakumbuka zile maswali? Na mimi time yangu inaona imeisha. Kwa hivyo Sprenda akikuja, mimi nitakuwa nimepeana karatasi. But if I'm being added time, well and good. Because I still had some more information. Hey, brother, your book. Why are you in school? Why are you here? Swali mbili tu. Umeleta your book?
The session was nice, right? Hip hip. Hip hip. Haya, tufanye ile makofi ya 1, 2, funga fungua, sawa. Let's appreciate Joseph Muraya. 1, 2, funga fungua. Tena 1, 2, funga fungua. Thank you so much, Joseph. Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you so much, Julius, for your time. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for empowering these young brains, young minds. Najua kitoka hapa, there is a career path watafuata. Si ndio? Si tumejifunza? Jesus is the rock. Kapo jina hilo, ngome nyingine sina. Madam Judith karibu. Jina hilo, ngome nyingine sina. Ni ngome yangu. La Yesu, ni ngome yangu. Nitamkapo jina hilo, ngome nyingine sina. Nitamkapo jina hilo, ngome nyingine sina.
Jina lenye uwezo ni jina la Yesu. Jina lenye uwezo ni jina la Yesu. Nitamkapo jina hilo, ngome nyingine sina. Nitamkapo jina hilo.
Thank you so much, Brenda. God is good all the time. My name is Judith Busiliru, and I'm your speaker for tonight. The Bible says, for everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, the door will be opened. We are all here. Did you knock a door somewhere? Did you knock a door somewhere? Did you ask for assistance from somewhere? What does the Bible tell us? It says, when you knock, the door shall be opened for you. And if you seek, you shall find. We are all here, and I'm sure in one way or another, we have been seeking something in our lives. And by your presence being here, it seems you found what you're looking for. Is that true? Did you seek for the scholarship to come to KTDA? Did you apply? Did you find? Were you given? So God answered your prayers, and that is why today we are very happy and we are praising our God for this far He has brought us.
Good afternoon, everybody. I will start with my pre-existentialism stage. This is the stage where I was born. I did not choose where to be born. I just found myself in that place. And that place, I did not choose. I had to learn to live there. And I was raised in a mixed, what would you call it? Bilingual family. And as you can see from my gray hair, I turned 60 this year. So 60 years ago, I'm as old as KTDA, by the way. So 60 years ago, I was born in a family that was bilingual, and that bilinguality was complex because in my mother's community, men shared the same name as women in my father's community. You see the complexity? So when my grandfather took my father to get a bride, he was called a woman, and he was devastated. So I happened to also have a name from my mother's community, and we were living in my father's community, and nobody could pronounce my name, and it didn't make sense, and I was made fun of. And at this point, at the age of 4, I decided I am not going to live with this name. And so what did I do? I had studied my parents. At the age of 4, I had 2 parents. One was very approachable, easy to manipulate. You just needed to put a long face. And the other was very tough. Can anybody identify with my situation? The tough one had eyes in the back of her head. And she used to read the mind. Do you have such a person in your home's management? Yeah? You have such a person? You don't. There is no mind reader with eyes in the back of her head who sees through everything and cannot be manipulated. Do you have? Yes. So I had those 2 people. So I went to the one that's easy to manipulate with tears and said, I don't want this name. Then he said, what do you want? So I chose a name. There was a pretty girl I used to play with who had that name. So I decided I liked her name. And then he said, okay, fine, that's your name going forward. And then I'm like, huh? That easily? But I did not know that the name I had chosen was appropriate for me as a second child in that home. So it actually was my name, I just didn't know. So that was my first victory in my pre-existential stage. The second one, I call it my debut into existentialism. Do you know the meaning of the word debut? It's entry. The first entry into a situation, what I'm calling existentialism. And what is existentialism? It is becoming a free and responsible agent. You're free and responsible, capable of determining my own development through acts of the will. So I'm able to decide what to do. And it's me who has control. And at this stage, and this is now 4 years up to through primary school, so there is a lot I don't remember. But there are things that I remember and I want to share with you. And I'm sure you're wondering, what does this have to do with leadership? I want to tell you, leaders are normal people who go through normal processes, okay? I can bet you here, you're all leaders, okay? Some of the processes you go through and you've gone through have put you in the category leader. So I am just giving you how my life was as a leader. And I started learning. You have to be curious, yeah? Learning doesn't start in school. Doesn't all happen in school. It happens outside. And I have a few life lessons that I'd like to talk to you about. Who knows cocktail ants? Cocktail ants. Okay. There are some black ants that build nests that look like cardboard boxes up trees. Okay? They are black. In the Kikuyu language, they are called dhabo. Does anybody know dhabo? Yes? And they have beautiful nests that look like cartons. Yeah? And so I did not know them. I thought that it was a bird nest. And guess what I did? I picked it up to get the baby birds in the nest. And as I looked for the birds, I did not realize that these ants had crawled all over my body. And then all of a sudden, I think a command came, attack. Oh, guys, has anybody been eaten by those ants? Unajua hiyo command attack? I passed out. Really, I did. I must have been about 5. So, I realized that some learning has some very painful lesson. And that was my first painful lesson. Another lesson, I was walking around about the same age. Really, that's a very dangerous age. You can die. So when your children are that age, keep an eye on them. I found some objects leaning against the wall. And then I shook them. And they shook. And I shook them. And they shook. The next thing, these were gates. These were metallic gates. Guys, can you imagine? I'm 5. The next thing I knew was a loud crash. And all I remember from that crash were theater lights. You know the theaters in a hospital? They have very bright lights. Yes, basically the gates ripped off my nose. This one. It was out of my face. But thank God, I got to a theater and the doctor did a nice job. Maybe my nose didn't look like that. Now it looks like this. I don't know. That was another painful lesson. And this was very early in life. So, what was my life lessons? Actions have consequences, and foolish ones have extremely painful consequences. Another thing I learned, because I used to try to get out of fixes, wiggle out of fixes with lies, at that stage, and this is a stage between 5 years and end of primary school, I learned that adults really appreciate honesty, and it is easier to remember the facts when the story is true. Do you agree with me? Hello? Is it easier to remember facts when the story is true? Yes. So, and having some rightfully owned money is a wonderful thing. And the more the money, the more the wonderfulness, isn't it? Now, why am I telling these stories? Because these experiences started shaping who I was going to become. At a very early stage, I decided that I will be thinking through the actions, because actions have consequences. Stupid actions have painful consequences. And then also, telling the truth is a good virtue to embrace and to embody. So, at that stage, I decided to embrace and embody the truth. By embodying the truth is that when people see me, they see a person who tells the truth. I also learned that education is my best bet for an easier life. You're also observing people, and you observe people who disregard education and those who take it seriously. And I realized that you are better off taking education seriously because it is the easiest pathway out of poverty.
Good afternoon. It's nice to be here and to be with the young ones and to hear from you and to learn from what you are doing. I stay in this county, but I come from the county of Murang'a, which has got the highest number of factories, isn't it? Oh, it has got the highest number of KTDA factories. You did not know that? That's what I was told. But where I come from, there is no tea. I usually see tea as I travel to Nairobi. We have coffee and bananas. I teach at the University of Nairobi. I'm a professor there at the Department of Agricultural Economics. So one of the things we do there is agribusiness. We teach students how to do agribusiness. One of my students is here. I think about 2. They are here. And we also teach students to become teachers so that they can teach agriculture and biology. So those are the two key programs that if you choose to come to the University of Nairobi, you are going to come to my department and I'll get a chance to teach you. So it is agribusiness and another course called agricultural education and extension. Okay, those are the two programs at your level, or probably at the level that you are heading to. However, we also have master's students. We also have PhD students. And we also have postdocs. Before now, we talk about lecturers. So you can see where you are going. You are in school, so you will come and do the first degree. Then after that, you can do the second degree. We call you masters. Then after that, you need to do a third degree. We tell you that you have a PhD. Then after that, now you become a postdoc. How many steps do you still have? How many steps are those? Okay, if you're in Form 2, you still need to go to Form 3 and Form 4, isn't it? Yes, so you should also count those steps, because there are steps there. You have to pass the exams of Form 2, you have to pass the exams of Form 3, and then Form 4, then you are admitted, and you come to the University of Nairobi. Have you ever heard about it? Okay, great. Now, what I teach is something relevant to those who come from the T-zone, and I've been working with your factories. So probably I've been to your, if you're coming from the T-zone, you might be surprised that I have been to your home, but probably that time you're in school. Because basically what I do is called socioeconomics and environmental economics and sustainability. So I go out and talk to people and then develop models or scenarios for development. So that's who I am. So now when you go, you don't just say that man who was talking over there. You can say who was talking over there, okay? Yes. I want to tell you about my passion for young people, and I want to appreciate Sudi Matala, who is with us here, for inviting me to this session. I don't know who told him that I've got a heart for students, because he did not know for sure. We have never talked with him about what I do, that I mentor young people. But when he asked me to come, I said, wow, this is a golden opportunity, and it's one that I can't miss, because I know that this is where I belong. I've been mentoring students, and I'm going to give you my story as we move on. Since 2013, I picked a primary school that is in our village, and a secondary school there. And I called on the old boys and the old girls of the primary school to join me, so that we can make sure that everybody from our primary school, from that primary school, goes to a secondary school, and after secondary school, they go to the university. That's what I've been doing, and that school knows me. They call me their professor, but I'm not a professor there. But they know that every year, anybody who passes the exam from that school, if there is no fees, I'll go to all kinds of organizations or all kinds of persons to make sure that they get fees paid. So there's no one who drops out. And even I don't allow them to join the local mixed school because of lack of fees. I make sure that they transit to the secondary schools that they have been admitted to join. And today, some have finished university, but there's still others who are catching up. So I started that, and now I'm even a member of the board, BOM. I'm always co-opted whether I want it or not, because I'm a visitor to the school. And the same case to the local secondary school, which is a school at the county level. Now, when it comes to my students at the university, I always pick one from my class, the class that I teach, undergraduate, to go with me for masters. And after masters, I always pick one to go with me to the PhD level. So you can be with me undergraduate, then masters and PhD if it is possible. Because I believe in mentoring young people. So some of you will tell you that probably there's one around that I met in Jomo Kenyatta, and I told her, she's around, I know. I told her, you can do masters, and you do masters with me at the University of Nairobi. And then I facilitated her to join the degree program at the University of Nairobi. So the thing is, I want the young people to find who they should become. That's the challenge I have. And that's what I want to do, to mentor young people in order to become who they are. So my passion is in this, and I thank the head of our foundation, the general manager of foundation, Sudi Matara, for giving me this opportunity to talk to you. If my laptop would have worked, I would have showed you other things, but now because it's not working, I'll just continue as one of your teachers. Yeah, I think that adapter is 40, so we need another one. That's why we called on the ICT to help us. Yeah. Great, thank you. So, first of all, I want to tell you that my story. I'll give you my story. I'm the firstborn of a family of 10. A family of 10. So, in my family, we were a whole football team. Okay? And one reserve, isn't it? 11 plus 1. So you can imagine. And I grew up in such a family, and I've come where I am. So I appreciate God for giving me that opportunity. So when I was growing up and I was in school, and particularly secondary school, my father and my mother could not afford fees. By that time, there were no organizations like KTDA Foundation that can give scholarship. So what happened is that my father sold part of the land where we live so that I go to secondary school. Because they couldn't raise my fees that time. And it was so little, it was 800 shillings. Can you imagine? 800 shillings. They couldn't raise. And then when they sold it, I went to school. I did not shame them. I did not do what? I did not shame them. And that's what I want you to note. That because you did not get your own money, your parents, don't shame KTDA Foundation. Isn't it? See, they're paying for your scholarship. They have given you a scholarship. Yes, don't shame them. Because you know that something happened, something unique happened, so that you can go to secondary school. And when I went to secondary school, that was in me, that I'm special from the others, because the others probably had their parents paying for them, their friends paying for them, but for me, land was sold. And for you, KTDA is paying your fees, isn't it? Yes. So you should have that at the back of your mind. But when I was in school, it looked like I'm alone as far as this strategy is concerned. In that, when I go home, because my mother and my father had not gone to school, and I'm the firstborn, so I'm given a lot of work. And because they were going to work in other people's farms, my mother always told me to join her. So when I go back to school, when I go back home, I couldn't even get enough time to revise. And probably you may be having such parents who don't know what happens in school and don't know that one should work hard. So what I did is that I had my own strategy. I would wake up very early in the morning and study. And then by 10, when I'm told, let's go to look for money so that you get pocket money, then I joined in. I did not disobey. But I would join in knowing that I'm working hard. And I have my own special time. And then when we come back, because I'm the firstborn, I'm told, you have to cook for your brothers and sisters. You know what firstborns do? They do a lot of work, isn't it? You have to cook for your brothers and sisters. So sometimes my mother would ask me, are we going to eat those books? And you know how it is when you are asked in Kikuyu. Are we going to eat those books? Then I would remember that books cannot be eaten. So I go to work. But do you know, today they are eating the books? Today they are doing what? They are eating the books. So that time I couldn't answer yes. But if it is now, I would say yes, you're going to eat the books. Because right now, they are eating the books. And I worked very hard. In school, I developed the right mindset, and that's what I wanted to bring to you. I'm going to talk about that. And nothing would stop me from getting a Division 1 those days and going to a high school and going to the university. And the only issue that was encouraging me, or the only aspect that was encouraging me, is the fact that I am on myself. And this is what I want to tell you, that you are on your own. People think that they are together. Like now when you are here, you think that, you know, it's just generally life, but you are alone. You are on yourself. You are on your own if you want to succeed. Okay? You will not succeed because of the others, and even not because of your parents. If you don't get motivated from within, then you are not going to succeed. One of the things I did those days, and probably because I'm a firstborn, is to embrace what we call leadership skills, which I would also like you to note is important. And I know there's somebody who was ahead of you talking about leadership. You need to embrace leadership skills from the beginning, from this level. Because what I did is that in my school, I was the head of the Christian Union. In my school, I was the one who was representing it as far as running 400 meters is concerned. So you don't know that I can run. But I was the one who was representing the school in 400 meters. So I wouldn't fear any challenge. Do you know, leaders don't fear challenge. They don't fear challenges. And leaders are risk takers. Not risk takers to harm themselves. It's risk takers to try new things. I don't know whether you are told this. So leaders don't operate manually. They don't look for things to do. They operate from their head and get issues and strategies to implement. And like people who will be doing things, you know, they just want to play cards. They just want to do things that, you know, the activities that are seen. But leaders are strategic. You think from your head, and those things may not have been tried by other people, and then you want to do them. You want to implement them. Not things to harm yourself. And that's what I embraced from the beginning. Leadership skills that made me who I am. So even one day when I finished university, I was employed and I was told, you can't even go to visit Nairobi, you can't be with your friends. I said I was going to look for a new job and a better job. Because leaders want to achieve what they have put in their minds and what you want to become. And with that, the leadership skills help me because I started getting innovative. That's another character, another trait of leaders. They are very innovative, and I started going for things by myself until my parents could not believe me. So at one time, they were thinking that I'm doing things all by myself. I'm not like other people. But that's what made me what I am. And today, even today, because I do a lot of research, I can just come up with an idea, a project, and implement it out of the box. One of my projects that I am in, and where one of the ladies around, one of my master students is a project from agriculture and business. And some people in business thought that it's not going to work. But myself, I took the risk and said and wanted to implement it. And therefore, I told them we are going to work together and we are going to implement the project. So it's not that you have to do things the way other people are doing. When you are a leader, you want to do them your way. Because the drive is from you. You are the one who is driving everything. And you are the one who is going to make sure that you're going to succeed. I think we do away with the projection. If it's not coming from my computer, please, we can do away with it because it will not help us, because the computer has got software, slider, that I wanted to interact with. Yeah. So the question, and I wanted to interact with you in this, who do you want to become? I wanted us to do it on the screen, but because the computer is not working, then we can't do it. And I would have gotten answers to get to know. But now it's question time, because I have that question. Who do you want to become? So I'm going to get one answer from there and another one from here. I think from front and from back. Let's start there.
I'd like to become a lawyer.
You want to become a lawyer?
Accountant.
Accountant.
I want to become a doctor.
A doctor. What kind of doctor? Veterinary? Medicine? Human medicine?
Yes, human medicine.
Human medicine doctor. Mm-hmm.
A pediatrician and also nursing.
Oh, you can't be two. It has to be one. Pick one.
Pediatrician.
Pediatrician. So human doctor, pediatrician. Mm-hmm. Yes, that one now.
I want to become a surgeon. Surgeon.
Surgeon. Veterinary surgeon or human?
Human.
So it's human doctor, surgeon. Oh yes, I can see the last one in, which color is that? Yellow.
I would like to become a civil engineer.
You become a civil engineer. Thank you. Over there, lift up your hand. We see. There you are.
A chemical engineer.
Huh? I did not hear.
A chemical engineer.
Chemical engineer. Okay, chemical engineer. Some of them I don't know what they are. During my time, there was no chemical engineer, but I think now it is there. Mm-hmm. There's even software engineer I had here. Oh, the one who is here. Yeah.
I want to become a lecturer.
You want to become a?
Lecturer.
A lecturer. Hey, okay. That one has become my friend. So you have to give your name to Sudi, so that we make sure that you become a lecturer. Whichever program, I don't know. But that's a career. All of you are choosing careers, but we will go back to her and ask her, you want to become a lecturer of what? Because all the others are professionals, not careers. Mm-hmm.
I want to major in 2 subjects that I love, biology and geography.
Oh, biology and geography. Yes. Oh, the good thing we have biology where I come from. Thank you. Nowadays, you have an opportunity. And that's what we are going for. Those olden days, and those of my age, you know, we were not guided. But you have an opportunity. That now that you want to become a lawyer, we'll tell you that you have to pass in history and English. Okay? If you want to become a civil engineer, you have to pass in maths and physics. So somebody can guide you. By the way, probably you said you want to become a civil engineer and you're not doing physics already. So then you are out of it. So now there is it's important to note who you want to become and invest in what is needed to make you become who you want to become. And that vision is very important, and don't derail from it. Let it be your passion. Let you be moved by it where you are now. Because it's going to inform your future. It's going to determine the things that you're going to do.
Thank you very much for everyone in this room, starting with our speakers for today, those ones who are not here, who've just left, but we have Professor Mburu and Daktari Elizabeth Waidanji, who at the same time are great friends of mine and are people who inspire me a lot. And I think we wanted them to give you their personal stories and their excellence journey that they have walked, so that then it's something that you can be able to emulate. Thank you very much, and we appreciate coming to us and sharing with us, because we know you are busy people. For those ones who don't know, Daktari Waidanji traveled all the way from Gitugi, Nyeri, and she came to share with you, and she's very passionate about young people. And for those ones who come from Gitugi, they know that she has this vibrant program that she runs with young people, especially the young girls. And that's why even the first program that we did around women leadership, we took it to Gitugi. And we want, more of Elizabeth, from you, especially the girls. Didn't she inspire you girls? Yeah? Do you want to be like Elizabeth? Here she is. Interact with her when you get time. For those ones who are coming from Gitugi, please continue following her footsteps, and you can always get wisdom from her. Professor, some of you will pass and go to the University of Nairobi, the University of Nairobi, and please reach out to him. He's a good man. We've worked with him, given a lot of opportunities to students from the University of Nairobi. Please keep quiet. Umechoka sana? Umechoka sana? Niweke microphone chini? Aya, tafadhali basi tunyamaze. For those ones who have bad manners of talking and making noise, it's disrespectful. It's something that you need to learn, that when someone is speaking to you, if you are here and someone was doing the same thing, you would feel bad about it. It also tells about your character. I wouldn't want to do that when I'm seated there to the person who is standing in front. And you did that a lot at some point, and it was not something good. It's not a good value. Our students, from the way we've known them, they're always good people, and we always learn. We make mistakes, but I hope you've learned that even next time when someone stands here before you, please pay attention, because you never know. There's something they may utter that will just generally transform your life. Some of us are beneficiaries of that because we listened to someone. It just changed how we operate. Next time when we have more time with you, I'll be able to give you my own story of the things that have impacted my life, and I've been able to do things differently. I didn't want to stand here and say, A, B, C, and D, but we had very transformational stories from the people who came here. And that is why we have taken time to do this. Not because We just want to do it, but because we know it has a deeper meaning and impact for you. The relationships that you will create here, the connections that you would have with the different people, the speakers, the KTDA fraternity, is something that you need to continue nurturing. So please, that is one of the things that we expect, is discipline from our students, diligence, and I can tell you that alone can take you far. So I hope that is something that you learned at the end of the day. But secondly, what I wanted to say is that our chaperones and from the factories, these are the people who've taken care of you from the factories and they have been able to bring you here. We want to say thank you. We don't want to take your commitment for granted. We know you have sacrificed, left your families to come and stay with these young people here, and you've taken care of them. And we thank God that, we have not had any bad instances, because they do happen when you have such a big crowd. But we want to thank God that all is well. And as we continue going forward, I can assure you, and you saw our board here with a commitment right from the chairperson of the KTDA Holdings, who is very passionate about the farmer and making sure that this industry thrives. Please, let's not let them down. The people who have supported the staff from other departments and other divisions who've supported the foundation in terms of making sure that this particular program is successful, I also want to thank you very much. Watu wa mitambo wametusaidia, ndio sababu hivi vipasa sauti tumevitumia kwa hizi siku 3. Pia tunasema asante. Na wale, and those ones who come from this hotel, I think, do we have anyone from the hotel here? Yeah, but just say a big thank you. And lastly, the staff from KTDA Foundation. So mmefanya kazi mzuri. Do you want next year to see the same team iwashughulikie? And remember, some of you will still be with us. Remember what we said. We are going to start sponsoring students at vocational and tertiary levels. And then what we said is that they'll be very competitive. So do your best. Remember, they said here, anyone who will give us an A. That was the first criteria that we were given. Anyone who gets an A- and above automatic, you will be sponsored to university. But we also want to see what we can be able to do for their vocational, because also we realize not everyone can go to the university. Yeah? Even there are those ones who get admission to university, but they want to do something that is more hands-based. And that we shall also do. And one of the things that we also agreed going forward that we are going to do as an organization is that we are going to create employment opportunities for young people. And we've put a target of 100,000, that in 5 years, we would have made sure that 100,000 youth have jobs. And secondly, we've also said that we want to ensure that the young women come up. And that's why we will have programs that are targeted at the girl child, not forgetting the boy child as well. Yeah? So the boy child, musifikirie tumewaacha nyuma. But the opportunities that we've seen, especially even in the science, technology, engineering, mathematics space, we've seen very few women. We want more girls to get into that space, because I think the latest statistics show that it's only about less than 25% of the total STEM courses that are taken by women, by the ladies. So that is something that we want to encourage you to do, so that then you demystify some of these things. But remember the challenge you are given at the end, that you guys, the destiny is in your own hands. Yeah? A story is told of this young man, young boy, who thought he's very clever. He went and caught a butterfly. And then he asked his father, I have a butterfly here in my hands. And he said, if you guess right, then I'll give you a gift. Is it dead or alive? And the dad looked at him and he said, that decision lies with you. And what the boy did was to open his arms, and he let the butterfly fly away alive. Destiny is in your hands. And never think that you are not important, that you cannot make a difference. If you remember a lady called Professor Wangari Maathai, she was the first woman and an African who was given what? Nobel Prize. Do you remember the example that she gave us? It's of what animal? The hummingbird. What about the hummingbird? I want to give you that challenge. You go and look for it. I'll not tell you why. Lastly, I want to tell you one more story. There was this man who was by the sea. The fish was swimming, the small tadpoles was swimming into the land. And quite a number of them were swimming, and because they needed water, they were dying. There were quite a number, millions, probably millions of them. But this man was picking one and dropping it back to the water. And some people looked at him and they thought this guy is mad, because there were millions of those tadpoles on the sand. And one of the guys asked him, we have millions of these. What difference does it make? He picked one of those, dropped it in the water, and it swam. And he said, I made a difference to that one. You can make that difference. And we know you can do it.